Hi, this is Seth Kubersky, co-author of the Unofficial Guides, and if you haven't guessed already, yep, we're here at the Magic Kingdom. We are back at Walt Disney World for the very first day of Annual Passholder previews. Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom are open today for select Annual Pass holders. We were lucky enough to get in, and the park is opened here at 9 a.m. It's starting to fill up. So we are going to take our first walk around the Magic Kingdom in several months and see what the park looks like now that it's reopened. All right, so as you can see, we are walking down the middle of Main Street, USA. We're going to walk straight up towards the castle, and then we're just going to do a big loop around the park, starting with Adventureland and going all the way around through to Tomorrowland. Oh, and our favorite, sorry, we have to take a little detour because our favorite Walt Disney World cast members are back out. Ew. Hey guys, how was your furlough? I guess it's more like a feather low. Aww. All right, so I can go home now. I saw everything I needed to.
It's Duck TV.
You know, you might have heard that there weren't characters out and about here, but obviously the ducks are here. All right, well, that was a great way to kick off our tour here of the reopened Magic Kingdom. We're going to start with a little walk here around the hub. Gonna get a good close-up look at the newly repainted castle, and then we'll do a complete loop around the park. Hello, Debbie. It is great to hear from you all the way across the pond. I know our friends in the UK are not going to be able to make it over here to Florida anytime soon, but it's great. It's great to have you with us in spirit. So if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see that's going on in the park, please just shout out in the comments. I will do my best to read them despite the glare. For those of you who do not live here in sunny Florida, it's already in the high 80s and it's not even 10 a.m. We're going to reach a heat index of about 103 this afternoon, so that should be fun. So here's something that's changed. Boom. Health and safety reminders. So the garbage cans are no longer just cocktail tables for eating off of, but they also impart important safety information. Gotta say, it's great hearing the Magic Kingdom hub music once again.
I love the castle.
Hi, Mike. We have not gotten to any ride queues yet. If you hang out with us, you can find out what they look like. If they are anything like the queue for Starbucks, which we did just visit, there is plexiglass and lots of markers on the floor. Starbucks was doing a pretty good job. It didn't take too long, less than a 10-minute wait for the drinks. And there was even a cast member who I accidentally got a little bit too close to the group ahead of us, and they jumped right in and had to step back. So okay, if you hadn't already seen it online, that's the new castle. In photos, looks like we got a little character cavalcade coming this way. So in photos, the castle looks really intense, especially that blue. There's kind of like an iridescence to it in real life. I think I like it more in person than I did in the pictures. It's definitely a change.
I love it. Oh, I'm so excited for this.
And it looks like we have a horse-drawn carriage full of characters coming this way. Oh, yes, it looks like some friends of Winnie the Pooh. So we have a couple, all in one shot here. We've got a couple of the major changes here in the park. First of all, obviously cast members wearing masks. Number two, the horse-drawn carriage, which is normally an attraction that guests can ride, is no longer accessible for guests. And number three, costume characters no longer doing organized meet and greets, no more hugs. Instead, you will see them on floats and vehicles like this going around the parks. So, that right there in a nutshell kind of sums up, what the situation here is right now. Okay. So we're going to start our loop. We are going to start out in Adventureland, and we're going to work our way all the way around the park. And like I said, thanks to those of you who are watching. Please hop on the comments. Just tell us what you're interested in, what you'd like to see. We're going to try to kind of loop all the way around the park, at least as long as my battery lasts. I tell you, nothing kills an iPhone battery like streaming on a hot Florida day. A little peek into Liberty Square. We'll definitely be heading around there in a little bit. But I would like to start out want to give a little shout out to the Crystal Palace. It is not open. This is pretty much the Magic Kingdom's most popular character restaurant. And I just want to give a shout out to the longtime employees there. There's people who have been there practically since the park began. I don't know. I hope that they've been shifted around to other locations. It is really duck season here. I'm not sure what they were eating while there were no guests here, leaving hot dogs and churros for them. But they look like they've been well fed. And they're all coming towards us right now. Have you guys been lonely? We don't have any food for you, but we missed you. Oh, hello. Duck season? Rabbit season? All right. Oh, a little bit of music. Maybe there might be some more characters coming around. Looks like they're starting up a little street party. It's a little early for cheeseburger spring rolls. But the cart is closed. We'll see if stuff like that opens later. I would not be surprised if a lot of outdoor vending at smaller restaurants are going to be closed. It just doesn't make sense to have absolutely everything open. Thank you. Welcome back to Adventureland. The jungle is still here. Now, I believe that Sunshine Tree Terrace was on the list of locations that should be open. They do have social distancing markers on the ground here, so hopefully that will open up a little later today. Skipper Canteen. Maybe I'll see if I can slide in here later for a dining reservation. They did not seem to be taking reservations online for today. I did get a dining reservation for Magic Kingdom when it opens to the public in a couple days. So, got a little bit of refurbishment going on outside of the shops here. And now we're walking back into the heart of Adventureland for the first time. Yeah, Debbie, so far we really haven't, other than, a little bit of initial rush of people heading up Main Street, getting photos of the castle. Really have not had any issues with social distancing whatsoever. Would you like to ride the carpets? Let's see what the story is at the Jungle Cruise. Do you want to do the Jungle Cruise? All right, well, so, okay, right now we are looking at a 20-minute standby wait for the Jungle Cruise. I think we'll pass this up for right now and continue doing our loop around the park.
Sure.
And we'll do rides a little bit later. But I do want to take a look at what the queue looks like. But we're going this way. So, okay, here's a quick look. This is the Jungle Cruise. You've got a queue that is slightly extended. People socially distanced. We're going to peek inside the queue, and you can see there is hardly anyone at all in line. If this was a normal day, that would be like a 5-minute wait. But because the queues are socially distanced, stretched out, and they are only loading a few parties per group, yeah, you can see this line is just, there's no one in there. But it doesn't seem like they have any boats backed up at unload. So this is going to be the story of Walt Disney World. Greatly reduced attendance, but also greatly reduced capacity. So, the number of people that probably could get by in 5 minutes is now going to take 20 minutes. All in all, though, I guess 15, 20 minutes for the Jungle Cruise, definitely not bad, especially if you think about what lines would normally be like in the middle of July. And here's an example of an outdoor vending cart that is open. Tiki Room is open. Apparently the birds did not fly away. And as always, great to see the Pirates of the Caribbean. Or Caribbean, depending on. So we've got a posted standby wait of 25 minutes at Pirates. So, we saw a lot of reports the last couple days during the employee previews with waits kind of topping out around 15 minutes. It looks like today is a little more attended than the employee previews. But, we're still seeing 20, 25 minutes. Definitely not bad. Obviously, though, it's really hard to judge by eye how long these queues are actually going to take, because we've never had this kind of situation before. All right, here's something of note. This is what we call a relaxation station. Universal calls them U-rest areas. Same basic idea. This is an area where you are allowed to go in and remove your mask, obviously at your own risk. and they want you to maintain social distancing while you do that. Supposedly there's also some areas like this that are indoors. I'll see if I can point those out as we find them. All right. Well, if you've been living underneath Splash Mountain for the last few months, you may not have heard that this attraction is going to be rethemed in the future to Princess and the Frog. But it has reopened for now as Splash Mountain, as we've all known it. We're going to take a little walk up here, see what the wait times are like for Splash and Big Thunder. Now I know Big Thunder had one of the longer lines over the last couple days, so we'll see if that holds true today. It looks like we've got another little character parade that's about to start here. All right, and so that's what they call a character cavalcade. In this case, it was a single character, Tinkerbell. So they are making good use of the parade floats now that there are no parades running. So yeah, floats and vehicles you're going to see making the rounds with characters. Great way to get some photos. Maybe you could take a selfie with them in the background. Not quite the same as getting a hug, of course, but that's what we got right now. Now, okay, so I was under the impression that Tom Sawyer Island would be open. It does not appear to be at this moment. All right, and we've got a 40-minute wait for Splash Mountain. Let's see if we can take a look, see what that looks like. Yep. Yeah, there's a good-sized line. All right, so 40 minutes for Splash Mountain. And we're looking at 35 minutes for Big Thunder Mountain. So yeah, if you had expectations of just being able to walk on to every ride like I'd kind of hoped for, not today, not right now at least. All right, so we're going to continue on. We're going to backtrack through Frontierland and head into Liberty Square. All right, it looks like Tom Sawyer Island is going to open up at 11 a.m. Take one more look at Splash Mountain. You know her? All right, so it's still a little too early for lunch, but a lot of restaurants you're going to see are going to be promoting use of mobile ordering. I was a big fan of mobile ordering before all of this started, so I anticipate using it again. It's a great alternative to standing in line for a cashier. You're still going to have to wait for your actual food to be prepared, but definitely cuts down on the queuing. So a lot of these little stores here are closed. We're seeing Country Bears, which is supposed to be opening at 11 a.m. So that seems to be pretty standard. A lot of the secondary attractions are not opening until 11 a.m. All right, so this might have been here before the shutdown. I just don't remember it, but we've got a little digital information board. Let's see what it's got to tell us. All right. There's the Liberty riverboat going around. It might be going on it. So, okay, we're seeing 30 minutes for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. 15 minutes for Peter Pan. 40 minutes for Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain. So it's interesting. The coasters, the Big E tickets have some decent lines, but very little else has any kind of line. All right, I'm sorry, Shootin' Arcade fans, but the Frontierland Shooting Gallery, I believe, is a casualty of COVID. It's roped off. And wow, things must be serious because they are not trying to sell me DVC at this moment. I was wondering if they might use the Diamond Horseshoe as a relaxation zone, but it doesn't appear so. All right, so we're approaching sort of the halfway point, and I believe that we might take a little break here. I could use a minute and some air conditioning, and that usually means losing my signal. In case you're wondering, the Hall of Presidents is open. So I might duck in there for a little AC. And I think we'll continue this tour a little later. We're going to be here all day. It's going to be a long day here at the Magic Kingdom. Long, sunny, probably later stormy day. But it's great to be back at Walt Disney World. Thanks so much for joining us, and tune in a little bit later as we continue the tour. Hi everyone, Seth Kubersky, co-author of the Unofficial Guides, and as you can see, we are at the Magic Kingdom. This is Fantasyland in the heart of Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. We are back here for the first day at which annual pass holders have been invited for a preview. Parks officially open on Saturday, but we've been spending the morning here. We're going to continue our walk around the park, take a look at what's going on here at the Magic Kingdom on reopening day. Come along with us. All right, so when we left off, if you watched our earlier stream today, we had walked from Main Street all through Adventureland and Frontierland to Liberty Square. Now you can see we have moved on to the Magic Kingdom's Fantasyland. And I'll talk about a few of the things that you missed while we stopped the stream. We rode 3 rides, the Haunted Mansion, Small World, and Peter Pan. Longest wait for any of those was under 10 minutes. I'd say it was actually probably closer to 5 minutes for each ride. The queues do extend out in front of the attractions. You can see a lot of them have put up extra queue lines out in front of the parks. But the lines move very quickly because they're being socially distanced. So Peter Pan, even though the queue was out in front of the attraction, it still only took us about 4.5 minutes to get on the ride. So we are not walking back towards Liberty Square. I just wanted to give you a look over there. We are going the opposite direction. And what are we pointing at? I have no idea what we're pointing at. Oh, okay. All right. Let's go take a look at that. So, socially distanced characters. Earlier this morning, we saw a couple cavalcades. We saw a horse-drawn carriage going by with some friends of Winnie the Pooh. And we saw Tinkerbell going by on a parade float. But it looks like, I believe that is Cinderella's wicked stepsister? Yes. So while you might not be able to have a close-up meet and greet with a character anymore, you can have these kind of distanced experiences with them. So as you can see, the face characters, as Disney calls them, do not wear masks here. This is unlike at Universal, where they've got their characters a lot closer to guests, but they do wear face masks. Here, the princesses and other face characters are not wearing masks, which means that they're far away from the guests. Now here's an interesting thing. Someone is going to have to give Actors Equity a call and ask about this. These characters are on microphones. Traditionally, when a performer is on a microphone, that means they're part of the union. But none of the union actors are allowed to work right now. So I might have to do a little digging, find out what exactly the details are with that. Okay. So we're going to move on from here, walk through the rest of Fantasyland, head over towards Storybook Circus, and we're going to end up in Tomorrowland.
This way, Gordon.
Here's a socially distant carousel. Really only a handful of people riding each cycle. It looks like you've got a full empty rows in between each party. Princess Fairy Tale Hall, unfortunately, this is currently closed due to COVID. Indoor meet and greets are definitely out of the question right now. So if anyone's wondering how crowded the park feels right now, this is Fantasyland. Normally, even on a very slow day, this section right here would be completely filled with strollers. And as you can see, that is definitely not the case. We're going to take a look right here at the entrance to Seven Dwarfs, and then we're going to proceed around the park. Okay, this is a site that I did not think I would ever see. Less than a half hour posted standby for Seven Dwarfs. I'm going to have to do that myself a little bit later. The queue is coming all the way out to the front, but again, a socially distanced queue, so that's probably, 10 times longer than it would be if people were filling up, moving all the available space. All right, so we're gonna go past Beauty and the Beast and The Little Mermaid. Oh, got a little glimpse. Okay, right there we just saw a train go by and it looked like less than half full. Hi, John. Thank you. Yes, you are correct. Not all the characters at Universal wear masks, but the ones that are not wearing masks are up on stages away from characters, or they are on cars, vehicles that keep them separated from guests. That's definitely the case with Marilyn. All right, Be Our Guest restaurant. The good news is that they were taking walk-ups. I don't believe there were any advanced reservations today, so I was able to go up, and they said they could seat us relatively quickly. The bad news is that they only have a fixed-price 3-course meal now. So the meal that they were serving, I was quoted a price of $62 per person, plus tax, plus gratuity. And I did not feel like that was a reasonable amount of money for me to be spending on lunch right now. I would love to eat there again. I miss the old a la carte lunch menu. But for now, I will not be a guest at Be Our Guest. Noticed a number of PhotoPass photographers just sort of out in random spots. Some of them doing magic shots. Some just taking landscape photos. I imagine without characters for them to take pictures of, they got to have something to do. We're walking right now past The Little Mermaid, and that is a 10-minute posted wait. I would bet that it's probably more like a walk-on. Ariel's Grotto right here. I believe this is going to be closed down too. However, as we come here up to Storybook Circus, you can get a nice view of the crane. That is the construction crane for the Tron roller coaster. They made a lot of progress on that Tron coaster. A lot of the track is done. The framing of the show building is done. But from what we hear, they're going to slow down progress on that. I don't know if it's stopped entirely or if they're just going to slow walk it. Originally we were thinking that attraction would be open before the 50th anniversary next October. I don't know that that's still going to happen. It will eventually get completed, but it looks like it's going to take maybe a little bit longer than we originally expected. So, all right, here we are in Storybook Circus. I'm just curious right here. I wanted to see what the situation was with the water play area. At Universal, the play areas like Camp Jurassic and if I ran the zoo, those kind of high-touch areas have all been cordoned off. So I'm curious to see what's happening here with a similar sort of playground. From what I can see, it looks like the area is not blocked off. However, it doesn't seem like any water effects or any of the other play elements are active right now. We're looking at a 15-minute wait here for Goofy's Barnstormer. And I'm seeing that train going out with a couple people in the front cars, person in the back row, and nothing in the middle. So, even if you only have a couple people waiting in line there, that would probably take you 15 minutes. And then the last thing I wanted to see was what was happening over here at Pete's Sideshow. Looks like the Big Top gift shop is closed. Okay. Let's take a look in here. So it looks like the Silly Sideshow does not have any meet and greets going on, and instead it looks like it's a rest area. Rest area?
You guys can take off your mask once you're inside, and any open table.
Thank you. See, hello. Just taking a look inside here. Hi. Thanks. Okay, so so we have a little air-conditioned area. There are circles where you're permitted to sit or stand. We've got some sanitizer. We've got air conditioning. Would you like to take off your mask for a minute? And a little place where you can sit and relax. Let's see. So I'm going to talk a little quietly. Hopefully you can still hear. Had a question in the comments asking about social distancing at the Haunted Mansion. So here's the thing. At the Haunted Mansion, the line did extend outside the gates. Was posted at 10 minutes. I thought, boy, it's got to be longer than 10 minutes if it's all this long. But it actually turned out to be closer to 5 minutes. Here's the thing, though. There's no interactive queue. The whole interactive graveyard was being bypassed. More importantly, the stretching room pre-show is not in use. Both doors at both ends of the stretching room are open, and you simply walk through. They've got it in the up position, so all of the portraits are fully extended, so you can see those, but you don't get the whole ghost host spiel. I feel like it's your first time ever seeing the Haunted Mansion, that does kind of take a little bit away from the experience. Then again, it also means we don't have the annual pass holders who've been there 10,000 times, all reciting the speech along with it. So, 50-50. All right, so now that you have seen what a rest area looks like, I'm going to pop back outside. I'm going to take a little look around the area immediately outside of this. You can catch up with me in a minute. Exit this way. So that's kind of one of the things about the new Disney experience. Anything that before was kind of free-form or free-flowing, you go this way, go that way. Now there's an entrance, there's an exit, there's a one-way. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So the exit is actually this way. It's all very complicated. All right, exit this way. Here we go. So I'm sure that was not the most exciting thing to watch, but the heat index today is getting up over 100, so I really did need those couple minutes in the air conditioning. I appreciate you sticking with me. Hi, Rebecca. So the question about sanitizing cars in between riders. Here's the deal. There is hand sanitizer for you to use at the entrance of every attraction, and then again right before you board, and then again right after you get off. And they are stopping cars and boats, not disinfecting in between every single cycle, but disinfecting every maybe 15 or 20 minutes. That seems to me to be as much or maybe even more than Universal has been doing. I'm not sure it's really practical to sanitize every car.
Please wear a face covering.
Listen.
Wash your hands often and thoroughly. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing, and maintain physical distancing. Thank you for your cooperation.
So kind of unmagical announcements like that magically come through every so often. We heard a bunch of those. Well, this, it's interesting. This area was built for Fast Pass Plus. Fast Pass Plus does not exist, but at least it's getting a little use as a rest area. So, all right. So, thank you. So, we have seen pretty much all of Storybook Circus. There's not a lot else here, especially since the railroad is still out of commission. So we're going to walk back out of here. We're going to hang a left, and we're going to walk through Tomorrowland. Oh my God. Hello. Let's see. Oh, there's another goofy barnstormer going with, I believe, one person in the car. So. Let's just peek right over here. It looks like the walking path that normally would let you go through is still closed due to construction. But you can get a little peek of Tron right here. Let's see how close I can get. Yep. So this is going to be the Tron Light Cycle Coaster. You can see that the track goes outside the building, wraps around above where the Tomorrowland Speedway currently is, between that and Space Mountain, and then has a large indoor show building as well. So yeah, there's construction going on. Things were paused for a little while. Things are definitely starting back up. How quickly they'll be completed is another question. But it's good to see that progress is happening over there. "10-minute posted wait for Dumbo." It looks like they're doing a little cleaning right now on Dumbo. Let's take a look at that. So they stop every few cycles to go around and disinfect. You can see they've got these little spray nozzles that they're using.
To make your pecky doing fly higher, just raise the magic lever right in front of you. Okay, Dumbo.
Well, we're going to, I think we're going to loop back around and take a little ride on Dumbo in a little bit after we finish this live stream. So this is something that I have noticed. At Universal, I did not notice them stopping attractions for regular intervals for cleaning as much as I've noticed it here. It seems to be maybe every 15 or 20 minutes they completely stop the attraction and do a complete cleaning cycle. This also happened Peter Pan. We were about to get in line for Peter Pan. Noticed the line was very long and wasn't moving, and it turned out that they were taking a cycle to disinfect everything. So, if that happens, the pause is generally going to be about as long as one cycle of the ride would last. So, if it's a 3 or 4 minute ride, expect every so often to get an extra 3 or 4 minutes added to your wait while they do those cleanings. Hi, Chad. So far today, the longest posted wait time I saw was 40 minutes at Splash Mountain earlier today. I think that probably the longest actual wait in the park was for the Splash Mountain gift shop earlier. I believe that people trying to pick out the last of the Brer Rabbit merchandise is probably the longest wait in the park this morning. At this time, most things are 20 minutes or less, and some of those wait times are probably definitely exaggerated. Here we've got the teacups with a total of 1, 2, 3 people waiting for them. And that's posted as a 10-minute wait when it's actually about a 3-minute wait. We'll come back later. Yeah. Speedway line also looks quite short. A lot of these rides that are kind of old favorites, but I rarely personally ride them because the queues tend to move very slowly. I might get a chance to take a spin on some of these today. So yeah, there was I saw lines earlier over half an hour for Splash Mountain, for Big Thunder Mountain, but a little gaggle of vloggers, including the world famous Tim Tracker. Welcome back to Tomorrowland. I know some of us would prefer Yesterdayland, like 2019. That would actually be a land that I would be happy to go visit right now. But here we are. What's going on the People Mover track? I thought the People Mover was going to be open today, but it looks like there are empty cars parked on the track. So either they're having temporary problems or the attraction is not running. Which is kind of a shame. I was looking forward to that. Just to clarify, I did not personally go to the Splash Mountain gift shop or purchase anything. Thank you very much. No, I'll pass. But I'm sure there were people who arrived here at Park Open and then left straight for eBay. Yeah. So we're going to do a little loop around here. We're going to walk kind of counterclockwise around the heart of Tomorrowland. Astro Orbiter, or Tomorrowland Rocket Jets, as they'll always be to me. It's going strong. Now this is interesting. Is Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor open? I'm thinking the answer is no. No, it doesn't. I do not. Well, let's go ask. Let's go ask. I do not think Monsters Inc. is going to be open. Yeah, so, okay. We've got the Stitch meet and greet is closed. You can see, if you hadn't been here in a while, they did some cleaning up of the aesthetics in this area. So Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, yeah, relies on union talent, so not surprised to see that closed. See, Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, always a very popular attraction here at the Magic Kingdom. And we have a posted wait of 5 minutes, which pretty much means it's a walk-on.
Thank you for visiting us today. Just a few reminders. Please wear a face covering. Clean your hands often and thoroughly. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing. And maintain physical distancing. Thank you.
Nothing happened. They're just updating us.
Okay. So, are you going to be back open on Saturday?
We're not sure of which day we're going to be open.
Okay.
We're just running a few tests while we're down.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, so none of that today, but I think we are going to go right now. We're going to sign off so we can go see the Carousel of Progress. That sounds like a plan. Oh, we just missed it. Okay. Never mind. We will get the next show. Sorry. Weren't fast enough. All right, we're going to walk over. Oh, let's say hi to Stitch. While we're here, let's say hello to Stitch. Hi, Lindsay. All right, so no actual show times here on the Rocket Tower Plaza stage, but Stitch is out waving hello to people. Stitch is trying to leave. There's no escape. You're stuck. Not going anywhere. It's good seeing you. Welcome back. So if you missed that, we were told that Tomorrowland Transit Authority, even though I thought it was on the list of operating attractions today, not opening, possibly reopening for Saturday. Didn't sound like they were very sure either way. Curious to see if they're doing any kind of work in there. All right, and here we have, all right, we're gonna sign off right here. Space Mountain, 15-minute wait. Obviously not something that you see very often. I think we will, we'll see if we can take a look inside the queue and see what that looks like. But I'm gonna sign off here because I will probably lose reception as soon as I walk inside. I hope you are all having a happy and healthy day. It's been great to bring you a little taste of the Magic Kingdom again. We'll be back with more broadcasts from Walt Disney World in the coming days. All right, everyone, take care.